I think he's got to. I mean, I think this time, at this moment in his presidency, everything is looking towards 2020. He starts to pivot. I think most presidents begin to do that. So this speech has two real primary goals here. Number one is to shore up his base on immigration. But secondarily, it's to get those independents on board, specifically in reference to looking at issues like infrastructure, like immigration, working with Democrats to kind of bring them onto his side so he actually is a little more successful as far as that 2020 election campaign.
The question is whether or not he can bring them onto his side. And that leads me to my question, which is, are you looking for him to come out with anything that would entail bipartisan support here? Remember, the topics that come up quite a lot, and we talked about in the midterms as well, infrastructure plans, drug pricing, things like that, things that both sides can actually agree on. And actually looking at last year's State of the Union, I went back to read, he did call on Congress to produce a $1.5 trillion new infrastructure plan. That was 1 year ago. Do you think that he will use this opportunity today to go down that route again and potentially try to get some support from Democrats?
It's amazing that you actually read the speech again. I mean, I think most people, when we see these things and then, you know, like a week later, they're basically past history. I think that there are opportunities here, and I think you brought it up there. There are moves here for infrastructure, and I think that both Democrats and Republicans agree that some type of program needs to go forward. The question is that where does the money come from? Is it more from private interest or does it come from the government? They haven't been able to agree so far. Same thing on healthcare, prescription drug prices. How do we deal with the details there? A lot of differences to make up. That being said, this speech is to kind of give an overall atmospherics. And again, I think he is going to reach across the aisle just because it looks better for him as he goes forward.
So talking about the atmospherics then, are you expecting the tone to be a lot more conciliatory than we've seen from the president in the past, given the humble pie he's had to eat over the border wall in the last couple of weeks?
I think there'll be some gestures here and there. I think he does have to kind of reach his hand out. If for no other reason, Nancy Pelosi is going to be sitting right behind him as the new Speaker of the House. That being said, he's got to be strong, especially for his base on immigration. So there are going to be calls for the wall, and you're going to see one side, you know, and on the aisle, Republicans standing up, and of course the Democrats sitting on their hands.
But to your point about him playing to his base on immigration, what can he say now, given where things have gone in terms of the shutdown, given the concession that he made, at least on a temporary basis? What can he say to his base that is going to have a lot of credibility at this point?
I think what he's going to do is, I don't think he's going to actually call a national emergency to get these funds, pivoting over from the military onto building a wall. But what I do think you could see is that there's going to be a threat of a national emergency if this congressional committee is not able to reach some kind of deal that he'll accept.
And then the ball is in the Democrats' hands. Let's talk about the Democrat response. They've chosen Stacey Abrams to give the formal response to the State of the Union, perhaps an unusual choice. What does this tell you about the Democrats' stance today?
Well,
Why did they select her?
Yeah, I think it tells a lot here. I mean, I think, you know, it's interesting. I think you brought it up, which is like you choose somebody who lost, right? She runs for office, she loses, and then they choose her to give this rebuttal. I think it shows a little bit of the flavor of the Democrats right now, which is just move to the left as we go to 2020, whether that be Medicaid for all or $15 minimum wage across the board. Is this now a move that Democrats are going to say this is successful for us? And also, is this the new face of the Democrat Party? I mean, minority, woman, these are strong constituencies within the Democrats.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.